Hey guys, Brett here with Manifest Better Life and a lesson on Absolutely Effortless Prosperity, lesson 14, which is all about I recognize my own best interest. So get comfortable, make sure you have no distractions so you can focus on this lesson, and let's get started. Day 14, lesson 14, I recognize my own best interest. I'm aware that whatever I see is only a small part of the whole picture. Because I cannot see the whole picture, usually what I think is good for me is not. And what I think will hurt me is actually helpful. In opening myself to this knowledge, I finally understand that I can let go of taking a chance at being right or wrong. Because my own best interest is what is always being served in my life. Today, I give up resistance and recognize my own best interest. Very deep lesson. And assignment for lesson 14, for the day 14 is hug someone you normally would not hug. This is to be a sincere hug, not a quick one. What goes through your mind and how do you feel about yourself as you hug this person? Contemplate on that. And affirmation for today is peace is all I desire. And now again, with all these affirmations, it's really good if you do it in, or if you go to alpha state or as close to alpha state as possible. And you do this by deep breathing from your perineum all the way to your brain, to your head, and then let it go slowly. And then again, breathe in. Just do this couple times right after you're going to do these affirmations. Again, do this affirmation at least 30, 40, 50 times. Repeat it as many times, because that will give you the best feeling, the best results, right? So I do it morning, lunch, and before I go to sleep. So once you do this, then every time you say, peace is all I desire. Peace is all I desire. You need to really feel it. That's the key. How do you feel when you say peace is all I desire, right? You need to take note of it, because that is what it's going to give you closer to the source, closer to God, to spirit, to angels. And basically you can start attracting the life that you really want just because you are in peace, right? So let's go to recommended reading. And the first reading is Serving My Own Best Interest. Prior to starting A Course in Miracles, I'd studied many enrichment programs that promote seizing control. This is an effective tool for establishing goals, persuading people, and ultimately for getting your way. However, A Course in Miracles teaches that only by relinquishing control to spirit will I allow my own best interest to be served. Unfortunately, old habits die hard. For years, I've regularly gone to a gym to work out. One day, an attractive woman on the Stairmaster caught my eye. I smiled and said, "Hello." She frowned and muttered a hello in return. The next day, the same thing happened, but with a different woman. This time, she was even more attractive. Again, I greeted her, and again, I received a scowl and a subdued hello. My ego began a campaign. It reminded me of all the control classes I had taken and encouraged me to go for what I wanted. I surrendered. I jumped on the adjacent Stairmaster and began small talk. After half an hour, I asked the woman if she would join me for dinner that evening, and she accepted. I was successful. I had gone for it and won. But what had I won? During dinner, I quickly discovered that we had very little in common. She smoked, used profanity at every opportunity, and retreated to the restroom frequently. When she returned each time, she had difficulty with her nose. Halfway through dinner, I had a raging headache. During one of her restroom visits, I declared to my guide, "Do not ever listen to me. Give me only what is in my best interest, not what I ask for." After dinner, I used my headache as an excuse to cut our date short and take her home. The next day at the gym, I walked by the Stairmaster and said hello to the woman using it. It was not my intention to date her in truth, I was just giving her an absent-minded greeting. When she frowned at me and barely said hello, I started to laugh inside. I thanked my guide for my lesson. Such a complete one. See, a lot of people, or maybe even you, might be thinking that you desire something and you have no idea if it's good for you or if it's not. But when you get it, you realize that it's nothing, that it actually doesn't bring you joy, that now you have it, right? So maybe in the first place, you're not meant to have that thing anyway. So once you start understanding this and you wish for something and it's not coming true, maybe think about it a little bit and see if you really want it. And what you would do if you would have it? Would it help you to live better life? Or do you think that it will bring you more headaches, more turmoil? Like, what do I do with the thing now, right? So once you start to really contemplating on this and realize that maybe, maybe some people, they try, like they want to accomplish a goal. And for some reason, it takes weeks. It doesn't show up, right? And many people are like, oh, manifestation doesn't work. Law of attraction doesn't work. But what if that goal, what you just wanted, is not good for you? And your God or the universe just want to show you, hey, please, just don't go this way. How long will you keep at it if you know that you're not gonna get it? It will not help you to complete your mission on earth, which is to heal yourself. So if you start noticing this, and for example, me, if I try to accomplish some goal and I see it's not coming, I know it's not meant for me at this time, and I choose different way. And when I choose different way, then usually I can manifest it like this. So you see, it is all about knowing that you manifest things that are at your own best interest, right? So now let's go to another lesson, which is sharing the lessons of others. And this is why I always ask you guys to comment below these videos, because sharing is caring. Somebody can learn from your comment. By commenting, you can help someone to grow, which is good karma for everyone. So let's go. During my 7 years of studying and teaching A Course in Miracles, I continuously expanded my consciousness. On one particular evening, an event happened in our class that brought a lot of light to me. A few minutes before the end of the session, a friend of mine named Shelley rushed in. She was determined to share her miracle that evening. The class was very full and there were many people still sharing. Finally, it was Shelley's turn. As she excitedly began to speak, another participant named Hannah interrupted her and said, "I'm sorry, Shelley, but class is over now. We can't listen to your miracle tonight." Everyone was very surprised. Hannah's abruptness seemed out of character. She was a very gentle soul who had a deep love for everyone. I could feel Shelley's disappointment and anger as she rushed out of the room. Class ended as usual, and as everyone exchanged hugs, Hannah came over to me and broke down crying in my arms. "What have I done?" she asked. What would make me so mean to Shelley? Why didn't I give her opportunity to share? God works in mysterious ways, I said. Many times, things that we believe are hurtful are really done for our own best interest. When we open our minds to the knowledge that there is always another way to view any experience in life, we can begin to recognize everything as good. 5 days later, I received a phone call from Shelley. I could hear the excitement in her voice. "I've been in so much turmoil since I left that night," she said. "But I just got off the phone with my friend Nancy, and now I realize that what happened that night was really a miracle for me." When Nancy asked me how I reacted when I couldn't share my miracle, I told her that I felt totally out of control and so I just ran away. Then Nancy asked me, "But isn't that what you do with all your relationships whenever you feel out of control?" By this time, Shelley was weeping with joy. All these years, I never understood why my relationships failed. I'm so thankful for having been at your class that night and for the confrontation with that wonderful woman. She helped me to bring my awareness to a level where I could finally see the truth. I'd like to phone her and express my deepest gratitude. I'm sure she doesn't realize what she did for me. While I was giving her Hannah's number, I became aware that there was a beautiful lesson in all of this for me too. When I come from love, it does not matter what the circumstances may look like to me. There is always a profound effect on someone else's life, as well as on mine. In every action, there is always a lesson for someone. I no longer concern myself with the outcome. I simply remind myself to trust God. I have to tell you guys that by reading this lesson and living it, like 95% of situation that I thought was bad for me completely disappeared from my life. You know why? I don't see bad or challenging situation or problem anymore as bad thing or as something that hurt me, but I see it as it actually good for me. It gives me a way of deciding, hey, do I want to continue with this or do I need to change, right? Because everything is in my own best interest. So even if it's bad thing for what normal people would think is bad thing, it is actually really good for me. And I thank God, I thank my guide, angel, universe for the opportunity to show it to me. And I'm telling you guys, this one shift, look guys, we are in lesson 14. And this one shift, when you truly put it to your heart and use it and live it every single day, your life will change drastically and you will expect miracles. So guys, sharing is caring. So if you get any good takeaways, make sure you write them in the comment section below so someone else can learn from it and you do a good deed for somebody that really needs to hear it, and it will maybe read it through your comment. And if this video gives you some real value, make sure you give me a like. And if you are completely new to my channel and you don't want to miss out any of these lessons, make sure you hit the subscribe button with the bell notification icon, and I will see you on my next video.